Hey, what's up, guys? This is Akatsuka Kuma, aka the Horror Nerd, and today I want to do something a little bit different. I'm gonna review an episode of one of my favorite shows, Black Mirror. This is season 5. The episode is the very first episode called Striking Vipers. Um, just to start off, this was a very weird episode, but I liked it, but it was very weird. So it's kind of a weird kind of like I don't know how to explain it. First off, I do want to start with the actors, give them credit. Anthony Mackie, who's fucking from the Avengers, of course, everybody knows him. Nicole Beharu, who played his wife. Palm Clementieff, who Palm Clementieff, and Ludi Lin, who played the video game characters, which I'll explain in a little bit. Yaya Abdul Mateen II, who played Anthony Mackie's best friend. Um, so first off, I love how the Black Mirror universe is all becoming connected in a way. In the first few seasons, it wasn't really connected. It was loosely connected, but now they're just going full out saying everything is connected. This episode is a throwback to the playtest episode. I can't remember which season it was, but it was the one about the guy who, the blonde, long-haired guy who wanted to play test this video game. It was like a new concept or something where you put the chip on your temple, and then it transported you to like legit. It was like next level VR, but you could feel everything. You were in that world, and that technology ended up killing him. But apparently, in this episode, they have perfected that technology, and Anthony Mackie's character, I think his name is I don't think it's Carl, but I'm just gonna call him Anthony Mackie. He gets this, or his friend introduces it to him, because they played this video game called Striking Vipers when they were roommates together, and it's like the game that connects them to each other. So, so no, like 7, 11, I think 11 years pass or something like that. Yeah, 11 years pass, and then Anthony Mackie's character and his wife they've gotten married, they've had kids, they live in a nice house, they have great friends, and he everything to him, it's nice, but it's cookie cutter, and he wants a little bit more excitement in his life, I guess, or he's missing something. Missing something maybe with his friend. When his friend comes after 11 years, they meet up with each other, and they're just really, you can kind of see his eyes light up, and he really misses his friend. And then his friend, after not seeing him, gives him a birthday gift. Hey, here's the video game that we played, but this is a very new version. This is the VR version. So with this new VR version of the game, it pretty much puts you in the game, like in the playtest episode. The scenery around you is like real life. You're the character. You're actually the character. Everything around you can touch and see and feel, and it's basically like you're transported to a different dimension or universe, and you're actually in the game. Um, Kind of want to break from the story. This is a great concept for like video games. I know there is VR, but we don't have technology like this that we all know of. I mean, maybe the government has this technology, but this would be great. Like if it was like legit Mortal Kombat. Like I'm playing Mortal Kombat 11 right now, and if you could like be one of the characters, be Shao Kahn, be Kotal Khan or Sub Zero or Scorpion or in the video game, that would be fucking badass, bro. Everybody would be addicted to it like crack. So I kind of get why the best friend became so obsessed with this. It was like his escape, and he had never found love after they split from being roommates and stuff like that. He had been going out dating girls left and right, not finding the one, and then all of a sudden, spoilers. I hope you know this is a spoiler review. They get in the game. The best friend chose a girl character. The guy, Anthony Mackie, he chose a guy character, and they end up fighting for a while. But then they end up fucking, like legit. They just end up fucking, and then um, the wife doesn't know anything about this, and this becomes like a thing where they do it every time they get in the game. I mean, at first he Anthony Mackie's character, he wasn't down for that. He said no, it's wrong. But eventually he just succumbs, and then it goes on and on and on, until he has to cut it off because his wife is noticing the change in him, and she is she's just basically feeling worthless to him. They're trying to have another baby. They're not touching each other in bed or being romantic. Totally understandable. So he ends up breaking it off with his best friend, even though it's like a video game. It's not him per se. It's very weird. So they break it off, and then 7 months later, it's his birthday again, and he invites him over to his house, or she invites him over. This is after they fully break it off, saying, "Hey, we're not talking to each other. We're not seeing each other in the game." He comes over and then says, "Hey, let's do this one last time." So they do it one last time, and then I guess the best friend says he loves him, and Anthony Mackie's character wasn't down for that. They eventually end up meeting up in real life to do a kiss to see if it's real, and they ended up kissing. They said, "No, I don't feel anything. No, I don't feel anything." And then they end up fighting, which leads to them getting taken to jail, and the wife having to come and bail them out. And she finally hears a story of, why are you guys fighting? And I guess he finally tells her, "This is all that's been happening between me and him." So, what is it, like a few years later, 3 years later? There's been like 4 years later, I think. There's a big time shift, and then you see him at his house with his wife still. Wife's been, the baby is born, but I guess they finally come to a compromise, because they exchange gifts, and the gifts are, I don't know what his gift is towards her, but the gift that she gave to him is actually the playtest module that you put on your temple. So he could uh, visit his friend in the game and they can fuck. And I guess that was it's just one night they she allows him to do that, and in return she goes out and uh, I mean, she picks up a random guy and sleeps with them, because she has this little kinky thing about not sleeping with a stranger, but going to the bar and getting picked up by a cheesy line. I don't know, meeting new guys. I guess she's very loyal, but that one thing turns her on. So it's a very, 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 very odd episode, odd compromise that they come to. But then again, there's so many couples I hear do stuff like that. They're basically swingers. So I guess it's not that weird. The weirdest part is that the two video game guys, they're not attracted to each other outside, but inside the game they're attracted to each other, which is I don't know. That's very weird. Um, so yeah, that's that's basically my review of the whole. I liked it. I did like it, but it was very weird. But then again, Black Mirror is all weird. It's not the first time we've seen anything like this. If you are a fan of the Black Mirror overall show, a few other things that I thought was very funny. He mentioned like the best friend after they finally broke it up in the game the first time, and they said, "I can't do this. I have a wife and kids and all that." The best friend was like egging him on, like, "We got to do it. It's just a game. It's just like porn or something, VR cosplay porn, whatever." And he said he tried to do so many things to get over him. He tried to have gang bangs with other people in the video game as other characters. He fucked the polar bear who was apparently a character in the game. He fucked it. That part cracked me up. Um, there was one girl that the best friend ended up, no, one of his random girls that he ends up sleeping with. Of course, they did the deed, and then after, she's just like, well, he's not physically attracted to her or something. I don't know what it was, but he couldn't finish, and then she basically said, "Hey, you mind if I finish up?" and she pulls out her phone and she just, I guess, watches porn right next to him and goes to town on herself. I thought that was pretty funny, and I don't know if that happens in real life. I've never experienced that, but I thought it was pretty funny to see. And I think that is it. I wrote everything comes full circle, but that was I'm not sure why I wrote that. But all in all, it was a great episode in my opinion. I give it an 8 out of 10. It was pretty good. Not too many complaints. It's definitely Black Mirror esque. Has a weird ending, weird plot. Technology is there, and I mean maybe one day we'll get to this level of technology where we can actually transport ourselves in the game. We already do have VR, like we do have VR where we can sort of get transported to the game, but nothing to the extent of this show, this particular episode. Um, I guess the moral of the story is just be true in your relationship, just be open and honest, and whatever you do, I mean whatever your feelings are, I mean you rather tell your spouse or tell your girlfriend or boyfriend, hey, if you're into that, if you're bisexual, gay, whatever, tell your significant other just what's going on. If you're not, if you want to do something to spice it up, let them know. If you're not feeling something, just let them know. It's better to be honest than to hide something, because then that's kind of unfair to the other person, and then you're miserable, they're miserable, and it just never ends up right. As you can see, they came to a compromise, so apparently it worked out for all of them. They were happy, everybody was happy, and then the girlfriend was happy, or the wife was happy. Anthony Mackie's character was happy, and the best friend, he was happy. So the moral of the story is be true in your relationship. But yeah, guys, that's my review of Striking Vipers. I might review some other episodes of Black Mirror 5, season 5. Just depends on, I mean, how well this does and if anybody's interested. But I will catch you guys in the next video. Leave a like if you can. You leave a dislike if you want. I don't care, as long as anything helps the algorithms, and you know, making my video searchable. Leave a comment if you what you thought of the movie, or what you thought of the episode. If you liked it, if you hated it. I know people aren't into, you know, it's a weird concept, but so I don't know if everybody will be down with this. They probably turned it off halfway, said no, this is very nasty. But anyway, guys, I will see you later. This is Akatsuki Akuma, aka the Horror Nerd, out of here. Have a great night. Peace.